All right, welcome to another episode of the new SEC Football Dynasty. I'm Mark Laser One, and I want to thank you for checking this video out. We're going to do a rundown of the matchup of the upcoming title game. As you can see, the winner of the Western Division, Louisiana A&M, and the winner of the Eastern Division is Florida A&T. And as you can see, according to this right here, they did play each other this season. And to be honest, it wasn't what you would call a good game. Not on the scoreboard, it wasn't. It didn't go well for the Cottonmouths, but at that point in time, they were still trying to figure some things out, and they hadn't quite gotten to the point where they was being looked at as one of the top teams in the conference at that point in time. There was a couple of humps they had to get over, and they did that. And you know, when they did that, people started looking at them a little bit differently. So seeing this title game's coming up, and you know, college is weird, man. And usually when you have a rematch during the regular, doing like a championship game or a bowl game, usually the team that actually lost the first game is usually the one that actually wins the second game, and the second game usually be where the bigger states are. So to me, the way I look at it, I feel like that Florida A&T is the underdog, even though on paper they're the better team. They played against each other and they basically wiped the floor with them, and everything seemed to be in their favor. But you know, rarely have I seen, and I'm not joking. If you go back and you look at the real college history, rarely have you seen a team that won in the regular season and then come championship or bowl time, they won that game. Even in carryovers, like in a bowl matchup, the team that won the year before loses, the next game the following year. The other team wins. So it's hard beating certain teams back to back in the same season or in a bowl situation when you're talking about two closely even matched teams. I mean, the Oklahoma's going to run through the Rices and the Texas Tech, but when we talking about, like, I mean, look at Alabama and Clemson. Alabama win the championship one year and then come back. Clemson win it the next year. The next time they play, Alabama won. The next time they play, Clemson won. So it's hard to get that back to back. You see what I'm saying? Like when Alabama played LSU won in the regular season. They meet in the championship, and Alabama just wiped the floor with them in the championship. So those type of situations happen often in college football, and usually the team that loses their first game is the one win the second game. Boom. Don't believe me? Check out Colorado and Notre Dame national championship games back in the early 90s. And that's just been the pattern. You can almost like bet money that on those type of things. Like, say if Clemson and LSU was to play, say, for the championship this coming season, I would put all my money on Clemson. and to win the rematch. I'm telling you. So it's weird, man, because you're dealing with kids, 20 young guys, and it's hard to keep them focused. They beat this team, they get the big heads. And then the other team be more determined to win because they lost the previous game. And so, and then, this computer thing, this simulation 14 is inconsistent, man. The one thing that I've noticed the most, it seems like the home teams don't win as much as you would normally think they would. That's the one thing that I always notice with my system of NCAA 14. Over a course of time, it just seems like the road team win the majority of the games. I'll say about 60-40. Might even be 75. It might even be 75-25, to be honest. Because I've seen, and it's not even whether they're the actual road team. It's more of whether who's wearing what jersey are you wearing, your home jersey or your road jersey. And it seems like the road jerseys win the majority of the games. So it's more of the jersey, I think, than whether they actually home or away. Anyway, I'm sitting here rambling, when I should be going over all the different stats. I'm going over the stats of the two teams that's getting ready to play in the title game, showing you who their top players are and so on and so forth, and showing you some of the crazy names that I had to come up with. And when you had to come up with so many names, man, you're like, man, I can't. And you're trying to do it in a short amount of time. The names get kind of out there, because like Florida A&M, I think they had like one or two players that had names. And Florida A&T, I think everybody had names, but I had to change all the last names. Because I didn't want no crossover. Because I didn't create these two teams. They were just teams that I just found because I needed to fill out a conference. Because, like I said, only created 4 Southern teams to play in what you would call an SEC. So if I wanted to do an SEC Dynasty, I had to find 8 more teams. So even what's that guy name? The guy to do the predicting who's gonna win, I can't think of his name right now. Herb Street. Even he picked Louisiana A&M to win. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to win, because you never know, because it is random, and I'm not going to play or interfere whatsoever. I'm just gonna let it play out. But you can clearly see that Louisiana A&M. See, look at how they started out, but you also got to look at who they played. And their last loss was against Florida A&T. And then that classic 4 overtime game with Central Tennessee. Probably, I'm gonna go back and look at the the classic games, and I'm gonna see how the system decides which was the best games during the course of the season. And I might do a video like that, going over the top 3, maybe 5 games of the season. That the computer says was the top 5 classic of this season, because we had some classics. And just see how how the computer sees it. And who knows? Maybe I may even do a poll with that, because we had some great games, man. We had some games, man. What I'm looking at now. I'm looking back. I think I'm looking for that actual game. Here it is. Here it is. Louisiana 13, Florida A&M 38. This was not a close game. That second quarter, Florida A&T just went off. And Cross had a good game. 23-yard rushing for a touchdown there. And we got that interception return. I think this is what really blew the game away. That interception return. And because the total yards wasn't too far off from each other. The passing wasn't too far off from each other. It was a close game. I think it was just a lot of mistakes that was made by Cottonmouths. But Cross, 64 yards, 3 touchdowns. Quarterback runs for 3 touchdowns. You got issues, man. Your defense got issues. And the Cottonmouths has shown that they can play some good defense. But so have the Sailfish, man. They play some good defense too. And you can see some of their players right here that they don't be playing. Thornton, he threw for 215. And when you turn the ball over, man, it's hard to win. So I think if Thornton don't throw a bunch of interceptions, I think the Cottonmouths got a shot. Yeah, I think they got a shot. So it is what it is. I think it's gonna be a really good game. You got to watch out for Love Date, defensive end for the Cottonmouths, and man, that whole Florida A&T, that whole defensive squad is pretty good, and you just never know who's gonna make a big play. So that's it. We're gonna cut it off here. Hopefully we can have a good game. Hopefully you enjoy the game. I'm gonna have another video where I'm not gonna do a lot of talking and rambling, and you can look at some more matchup, how they match up. So other than that, we will see you at the title game. Till then, you have a good one.